Get real.
All right, like I said earlier, we're going to discuss what WebMD says to do for sprains and strains first. Okay? We're going to see what they say. Come.
Let's go.
Come. All right. I really want to blow this the fuck up. All right, here we go.
So usually WebMD is like, oh, you got a scratch? Okay, you got cancer, you're dead.
Oh, this is interesting.
Kiss your
So,
loved ones.
sprains and strains. What do they go to first? What's that number one say there, friend? Would you tell me, Tom, please?
I don't know, my eyes are shit. I can't see.
Okay,
shit.
let me make a bit. Let me
zoom,
that?
motherfucker. Rice.
Control swelling with the rice therapy. Watch an
rice
earlier
pudding
episode.
therapy.
I'll try to remember to put it up above the episode that we did the rice on. I'll try to link it above if I remember. But rest, yes, for 24 to 48 hours. I would definitely agree with that. Give it that much. But even after 24, I would start to move it a little bit just to see. Ice, right here. Take this shit right here. See, ice 20 minutes every hour. Yeah. Take that, put it right in the fucking garbage. Don't do that. Compress. Absolutely. I would, though. I wouldn't do compression right after. I would let it swell a little. I would let the body do its thing a little. And then I would put the bandage on it just to keep it under control and start to decrease it. But I would let it initially do its thing and then wrap it. And then obviously elevate still sticks. So we would do the Reese formula.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do the Reese formula. All right, let's continue. Manage pain and inflammation. Give an over-the-counter NSAID. Advil, Motrin, Tylenol. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. I needed to help with that. Okay, after you do all that, I want to... I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Let's see. All but the most minor strains and sprains should be evaluated by a doctor. How are you, if you're not a doctor, supposed to know the difference between a minor and a major? What if it just fucking hurts?
How are you
supposed to? What if it just hurts?
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Right. So in other words, this hurts real bad, so I better go to the doctor. When pain tolerance could be an old injury, could be a lot of factors you need to take into consideration of why it may hurt so much. So, and people with a bad pain tolerance, you flick them like this, it hurts them. So you can't judge the severity of what it is by the strains and sprains, what they feel. Consult the doctor as soon as possible. Consult a doctor as soon as possible if there are any symptoms of a possible broken bone. Yeah. Thanks. There is popping sound with the injury. Yeah, I would say that's bad. The person can't move the injured joint or limb or bear weight on it. In other words, they can't move it and use it. Yeah, go to the doctor. Limb buckles when the injured joint is used. If it didn't before or it didn't occur regularly, then okay. But what I think you should take into consideration, if you normally, when you're walking, have a buckling issue, that could be a sign of something else, not necessarily an injury. That could be a stability and a movement issue. There is numbness, yeah. If you're not feeling shit, that's bad. There is significant swelling, pain, fever, or open cuts. You just had an issue with that. Not you personally, someone you know. Follow-up. Continue rice for 24 to 48 hours or until the person sees a doctor. The doctor may want to do x-rays, and they'll definitely want to. 100%. You're going to guarantee you're getting one or both of those. The doctor may need to immobilize the limb or joint with a splint. Okay, that's when it's broken. I didn't need the doctor to tell me that. It's broken. Physical therapy can often be helpful to bring the injured joint back to normal. What did I say? Doctor, shoot you, then to the physical. In severe cases, surgery may be needed. Again, that's case by case. Okay, so basically, rest the joint and then move it a little bit and see how it feels. If you can't move it, it's broken, it's ripped, it's torn, you can't stand, you can't pick things up, yeah, see a doctor. But if you can move the joint and it hurts, even pretty bad, it might not be what you think it is. And if you let this stuff, if you actually rest and you actually do compression and elevation and actually don't eat foods that cause inflammation in the body during this, at least, possibly, it's going to be all right. But it's going to point out a fact that maybe this happened because of something. It didn't just happen out of nowhere. Yeah, sure. We step off a curb, sprain our ankle. Stupid shit happens. A lot of times, it's an underlying issue that the problem is. Okay, let's move on to a muscle strain. What is a muscle strain? A muscle strain is an injury that happens when you overstretch or tear a muscle or a tendon, the strong flexible tissue that attaches the muscles to your bone. You can get these injuries to any muscle in your body if you pushed it beyond normal limit. Whether you're doing your regular daily activity like lifting something heavy, working out, or playing sports. Back calf and hamstring strains are among the most common types of muscle strains. Do you ever wonder why? You're going to tell me why that is? Why is that the most common? Well, how do we stop it? No, you're not going to tell me that, but let's continue. Muscle strain versus a pulled muscle. A muscle strain is the same as a pulled muscle or a muscle tear. Since it's an identical injury, there are no difference in symptoms or treatments. All three terms are used fucking interchangeably.
Yep.
So because you say it's torn, doesn't mean it's going to necessarily get treated any different than an overstretch. They're all interchangeable. Now, a complete tear, again, obviously, totally different story. Even a 75% tear is a different story. But you can work back from a 50 or less, and definitely from a pulled, if you do it right. When you tear or strain a muscle, it can damage small blood vessels and cause local bleeding or bruising. It can also cause pain due to irritation of nerve endings in the muscle. Let me come down a little bit here. Symptoms of muscle strain include swelling, bruising, redness, pain while your muscle is at rest, pain while you're using the muscle-related joint, weakness of the muscle or tendons, inability to use the muscle in any way, muscle spasms. That's 1,000 things. So we like to confuse people even more. But there are levels to muscle strains. So grade 1 would be a mild strain with minimal impact on muscle strength or motion. Definitely corrective without going to see a fucking doctor. 100%. Grade 2, while this is more serious than a grade A muscle strain, your muscle hasn't completely torn. Still, you have less strength and motion in that muscle, and maybe some swelling and bruising. It may take up to 2 to 3 months to recover. Even there, depending on it, I don't think you need to do anything but corrective movement, rest, all that good stuff. Now, muscle strain grade 3, it's a little different. This is a serious injury where your muscle tears into 2 pieces or shears away from the tendon. Again, obvious people, you're going to have to get it reattached. So you're not getting away with nothing there. You're going to have an inability in the muscle to move correctly. You'll still be able to move, but you're going to feel pain, and it's going to feel fucking awful. Let's see what causes of muscle strains are. You're not flexible. Your muscle is tired. You don't warm up. How about, where is inactive muscles, Tom? Where's that on there?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Nowhere at all. When that's the biggest cause.
Yeah, but they never mention that, though.
No, again, never get to the root cause. Within when
Yeah,
you
you're never gonna think about it either.
nope. When to seek medical care. Again, what is it? Does this sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Popping, you can't walk, swelling, pain, fever, just like the other one. Just like I said a million times. When it gets to that level, there's an infection. You have to go to somebody to get it taken care of. Minimum, you're going on antibiotics. So let's see treatment. What's that again? Ice again, bro. They're still telling that in 2023. They're still telling ice. Rest, I agree. Elevate, I agree. Pain reliever when needed. But you don't want to be popping them. Your liver will thank you. Don't pop a ton of them. Medical treatment. Okay. Assuming that you don't have a serious muscle injury that needs surgery, medical treatment is similar to treatment at home. Let's read that again. Assuming that you don't have a serious muscle injury, which I would say some grade 2, definitely grade 3. Medical treatment is similar to treatment at home. But a doctor can give you valuable information as the extent of the damage if you need crutches or braces. A brace. Oh, so I need somebody to tell me I need a fucking crutches. I can't walk. How am I going to get around, asshole? Whether you need, I mean, they're making doctors look like they're dumb. Like they don't have something more to offer. Doctors are amazing people with amazing knowledge of things. And you're telling them, oh, go to a doctor so they can tell you to use crutches. Give me a fucking break. Whether you need to restrict or inactive or days off of work. Yeah, I don't need a person to tell me I need days off either. Whether rehabilitation exercises or physical therapy might help you recover. It's absolutely going to help you recover. It may even help, done right, prevent you from it ever happening again or actually needing surgery. Let's see what they say as preventive. Let's see. Regular stretching. There it is, bro. There it is. Top of the charts, baby. Welcome to top of the charts. We have stretching for pain. We have warm-ups. Warming up before an exercise like light aerobics, like walking or jogging or squats, is one of the best ways. No, how about you learn what muscles are like, fuck you, I don't want to do anything, and possibly warm those up. And then have those muscles work in conjunction with the rest of your body so that maybe you won't fucking hurt yourself. Try that. Strength training. Absolutely. If the muscle's working, that's fantastic strength training. Good
Fantastic.
Ergonomics at work. So what, like a stand-up desk and stuff? Dude, some people can't help their job. Some people, you're fucked. You're unloading trucks. Tell your boss when there's like, we got 7 loads coming in today that your back hurts. They'll say, put a brace on and shut the fuck up. Take some Tylenol. That's what they'll say. Some people can't do that. It's like unbelievable what they think. All right, let's start wrapping this up. What do I have left? Let's go with ligaments and tendons. Let's end there. Ligaments and tendons. Okay. Rehab gets you back to full. It helps improve when your injured joint muscles, eases your pain. It can also help prevent permanent damage and problems that come and go. Really? I didn't know that. I thought rehab just helps you feel a little better until you fuck yourself again. What to expect in rehab? Let's see. Oops.
The Rice method.
Your therapist will use a mix of techniques to relieve pain and boost your coordination, strength, and flexibility. You may need to use exercise equipment like bikes and treadmills. Why? How's that going? Why? Tell me. Come on, tell me. They may also treat your injury with heat or cold, or suggest you try a whirlpool bath. Oh wow, thank you. You know what? I am so glad.
How about some grilled ice?
I'm so glad that I paid you $500 fucking for this hour to tell me that maybe a hot tub will help. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks. You'll probably get exercises and stretching routines, of course you will, to do at home. Stick with them. Along with the work you do with therapy appointments, they'll help you heal better, faster, and safer. Again, here's some things you should honestly some telltale signs that you should go find another trainer or physical therapist. Okay, if they're not explaining to you why this happened, okay, or why it's happening and how they're going to fix that, find someone else. If all they're talking about is we're going to make you feel better in the place that hurts, find someone else. You're going to waste a lot of time and money. I'm telling you right now. Ligament sprains. Ligaments are strong bands of tissue that connect bone to each other and keep your joint stable. For example, knee, blah, blah, blah. A sprain is a stretching or tear of it, blah, blah, blah. One of the most common is the ACL. We know that.
Yep.
I have a story I don't want to talk about yet, but I have a client whose daughter just had an ACL problem, and I fully believe they could have stopped it. It could have been prevented, and not their parents, the people that put her in the care of, should have prevented her ACL from tearing. Reduce swelling, improve how well you move the joint. This is all things that they're saying will what the doctor's going to do. Of course, until you reduce swelling, you ain't doing anything else. You need healing and inflammation reduction before you really start moving a lot. And I'm not saying total reduction because, again, movement helps pump that shit out, especially in a joint. But you do need to give it a little bit of healing first. Retain muscle strength, obviously. This is why old people hurt themselves constantly. They're not doing minimum to retain their strength. They're just constantly losing strength, coordination, stability, all of these things constantly. And then they wonder why they're constantly hurting themselves. And it hurts. It tears me apart. I really wish they would do more. And I feel it doesn't matter when you start or where you start. You could have amazing things happen. I'll never forget, there's a video of a guy. He started when he was 72. And when he was 75, he squatted like 400 or 500 pounds.
Damn.
And he never worked out a day in his life before that. Maybe I got the amount of weight wrong,
out of here.
but it was an immense amount of weight, more than I could do. And he did it
in 3 years.
Only in 3 years with the right training and determination.
At
and
that
consistency.
age, it's crazy. At that age,
shows you
crazy.
How much your body will adapt if you just start. Start.
Yeah.
That's everybody's problem. Go to the right person. Even if you had a bad experience, please do your research and find somebody. Your mind will open up when you go to the right person and they actually explain what went wrong, what their hypothesis is, what they think could help you. Nothing is perfect. Even a doctor, they give you medication. Is it right all the time? Look at mental meds. Mental meds, all they do is test on you. Oh, let's take this one away. Let's add. Let's take this away. Let's add this. Let's add this. Let's take this away. This isn't working. That's causing this now. Now we have to take this. It's a constant crapshoot. Okay? So sometimes things have to change. But when you're with a competent person, you don't have to worry about those things. Let's end this off. So week 1, your aim is to increase the range of motion and move around with crutches. If it's your leg. If it's your arm, you want to move it. You want to start motion. You'll keep up the exercises that are designed to let you stretch and flex. Again, that stretch shit, I can't stand it. You should now be incorporating why you got there and making those muscles start to awaken, and then integration. Awaken, integrate. Awaken, integrate. That's how you have to do it. Until that happens, why are you even bothering with the other shit? Work that muscle to get it back to working, that joint, whatever it is. But you have to start integrating what the problem was. Your goals at 7 to 16 weeks is to achieve full range of motion while preventing swelling and pain with exercises. Bro, you should have been doing that the whole fucking every week, every day, every minute. They may include using machines like treadmills. If at week 7 or 6, you have to use any of these and you're not feeling more back to normal where you could just go for a walk on your own and actually move like a human, because people don't move perfectly normal on a treadmill or on any of those machines as they do walking down the street casually.
Nope.
No one. Okay, so instead of surgery, let's see what they say instead of surgery. And then that's it, dude. We're wrapping this shit up, dude. I'll talk all night and day about this shit. Let's say you've injured your Achilles tendon playing pickup basketball. Or maybe it's your patella tendon or an elbow tendon. While serious tear could require surgery, don't make an appointment for the operating room. Just shut us up! Physical therapy could be your ticket to recovery. Oh, you mean proper exercise and movement? Physical therapy is the usual treatment for an injury to the Achilles tendon, the largest tendon in your body and one of the most injured. Your therapist will design a plan to meet your individual goals, challenges, and needs. Stretching and flexibility exercises, top. This is why I don't like it. This is what you're going to get with a lot of fucking physical therapists. Not all of them. Again, I'm not talking about all of them. But your run-of-the-mill one, this is what you're going to get. Top of the list, you're going to start stretching on shit, which ain't going to do a fucking thing. Strengthening exercises to help you rebuild the tendon strength and avoid future injuries. I believe it will rebuild tendon strength, but to avoid future injuries, you got to figure out what was the problem. It wasn't that. That didn't cause you, unless you have some debilitating degenerative thing, that's different. But if you don't have that, that was degenerated over time because of something. Ultrasound heat therapy to improve blood circulation. You should be getting that through nutrition, through rest, through movement, through breathing, through alignment. That's going to help that. You don't even need ultrasound for that. Heat therapy just feels fucking good on tired muscles, period. And it causes a rush of blood to come there, which helps get the shit out and healing. They always said heat was bad. Oh, heat doesn't do anything. Bullshit. It's actually the opposite now. A little heat would actually get that blood in there and help fucking get that healing process going. Deep massage to boost flexibility, circulation, and prevent further injuries. Again, deep massage is good, but if you have a good functioning body, you don't need that much. You just need to go once in a while because it feels fucking good, but you won't need it. Endurance activities such as riding a stationary bike. Again, with that stationary bike, I don't understand it. At 7 to 6 weeks, you should be squatting to some depth, even with a leg thing, even with a leg injury. By 7 to 16 weeks, you should be doing some kind of squat. I don't care if you're holding on. You don't need no fucking stationary bike. Coordination or agility training. That's definitely later on, but even that's up to interpretation and per person. So, bro, let's wrap this shindig up. What have we learned from good old WebMD? What have we learned? Let's see. Would you like me to take it, bro, or would you like to take it?
I'll let you sum it up.
Okay. We learned if you get an ouchie, don't be alarmed. As long as you can move it and it's not looking like a fucking berry and it doesn't give off enough heat like an Arizona street in the summer to cook an egg, and you're not in immense fucking pain, you're going to be able to take care of that with a professional who specializes in movement. Whatever you choose that person to be. Do your research. But it doesn't always have to be a physical therapist. It doesn't always have to be. But all of them said the same things. You're going to want to rest it. You're going to want to compress it, elevate it. Give it that 24 to 48 hours and let it rest. Let it swell, then get that swelling down. If all that cooperates, then we're going to start moving it. Then we're going to start to try to get up on it. Then we're going to learn if I can't even put pressure on it, if I can't even walk, or it swelled up more. All those then become something more. Then you go to a doctor. But if it's just, man, that fucking is sore, it hurts, but I can walk, but not real good, I have to limp a little bit. Okay, let's sit down and let's just try moving the knee. Let's move the knee and let's get those muscles working. Let's get blood pumping in there. Let's do something on your own and then give it another day. Again, no swelling, no problem. These are the things you're looking for to keep your own self-care going. If at any point it turns into swelling, burning, I can't move it, I heard a fucking pop, it's time to go to the doctor.
Oh, yeah,
which I've said a million times on my podcast, on these Get Real segments, on my own personal business page, in my own personal life. I've always said that. I'm going to reiterate before we go. I respect doctors and physical therapists. They're amazing. Physical therapists can take someone that's paralyzed, that had a spinal injury, or someone that had major injury, and get them to fucking move again. That's amazing. But once they're moving, It's time to pass the torch to some other professional. Then it goes out of their hands. When you tear something, it involves operating. There's where those doctors are the heroes. They're going to put you back together. They're going to
Yeah.
give you the right medications you possibly may need. That's when they come into play. And then because of that, because it is going to need an operation, you're going to need that physical therapist then. But again, once that's moving, it's time to move on. It's time to get your body moving. And I would even say before you leave the physical therapist, I would say the last month or month and a half. Once you're doing a little better at the physical therapist, work with that other professional in conjunction with the physical therapist. Let that other person get your body working. The rest of your body, help it reintroduce that hurt limb, that hurt joint, whatever it was. Introduce it back to the fold because everything works together. You have to reintroduce it. So let that person keep strengthening that joint and keeping an eye on it and doing all that while you work everything else. And you will see you will recover quicker. I've seen it myself with people, and not just young people. Oh, yeah, they recovered. No, this was an older woman, and she recovered quicker because of that. And she's doing much better because of it. So, people, again, and again, you want to go run and see a doctor and use up your deductible and spend money? You have every right to go do it. And God bless you and God keep you. And go do it. But I'm saying to the person that doesn't know any better, don't get scared. There is a way to take care of yourself. And if it definitely is the way you're sitting all day, job related, where you're moving all day, the way you're standing all day, you definitely, in my opinion, do not need a doctor up front. You do not need it. You do not need it. Go see a professional that knows what they're doing with people who have been hurt or with pain. Then your choice, and let them figure out what the key problem is, or the effect, your joint popping, your leg breaking, whatever it is. If it wasn't an acute one where you tripped or did any of that, or because you weren't smart and you didn't take care of the problem, you were even walking weird or jumping and you cracked it, which is possible with people. It's very possible. You can heal it yourself and not overburden the medical professionals, not overburden them when they have people coming in there with so many issues, dude, so much sickness. And they need the help instead of having them wait in the waiting room for 6 hours because you got a boo-boo. Take care of it yourself. People lived for thousands of years. Maybe they didn't live to 100, sure, but none of us are really these days anyway. But they lived pretty long, and if they were more sanitary, they'd probably live even longer. But they would hack shit off and do all this stuff. But they kept moving. They weren't sedentary like we are. There was a lot of things different. Our bodies, people, our bodies are amazing when you give it the right things. You can have a beautiful house built if you have the best product, the best supplies, the best architects, the best builders. You have the best chance. Sure, it can still get fucked up. But you have the best chance for the best building. And if you do that for yourself, and I'm not saying perfect, but if you do that for yourself and give those things, you will heal yourself. And you won't be in that opera room again. And you won't be having friends with your doctors because you got to see them all the time. Bro, anything to add?
No, not really. I think you covered it all.
All right, everybody,
much.
please do research. Go to the right professional. If you need help, give me a call. I'd love to help you. But know that I respect trainers. I respect physical therapists. I respect other trainers too. And I respect doctors. But there's a time and a place for all of them. And a lot of times when you go the worst route, it doesn't turn out well for you in the long run. So that was this week's Get Real.
Get real.